Okay, this year for Christmas presents, I gave out gold pans. And along with the gold pan, I gave a little bag of pay dirt, which has some gold in it. And there's a little vial in there also to hold your gold. So I'll make a video of how to get the gold out of that dirt. So a couple of things you'll need. You're going to need some kind of a tote. I have this one here. It's about, I don't know, 18 inches by 14 inches, maybe 12 inches deep. You put some water in there, which I just happen to have a pail here. This one pretty much holds a 5-gallon pail. It's perfect. You don't need any more. Less would be okay, but 5 gallons is good. I'm down in my shop, so I have the wood stove on. It's getting pretty warm in here. And I put a can on to heat up some water because this is straight out of the well. It's like 42 degrees or something like that. So I'll get that can, get the coat off, get the camera focused on the tote, and we'll get started. Okay, we'll focus down here. And we'll zoom in a little bit. Okay, might be a little too much. Okay, there we go. Okay, so for starters, set your vial aside there. Okay, so just with the gold pan, if you were, not so much for this demonstration, but if you were out panning for gold, which I may mention there's not really any gold in southern Ontario. All of our gold here is hard rock mining, which is they drill and blast, they crush it, they throw a bunch of chemicals in there, and the gold is left over. So there isn't too much in our creeks and rivers. So if you were, say, BC, the Yukon, Saskatchewan, take your pan first of all, if it's a new one, stick it in the creek, christen it, take some sand, rub it all around in there like this. Just because in the manufacturing of this plate there could be a little bit of oil on here, some oil from your hands and stuff, and oil and gold don't mix. Oil will make gold float right out of here. So clean your pan like that, give it a rinse. Okay, so put a little water in it. Take your little bag of the pay dirt, open it up here, open it up, dump it all in your pan, every bit. Give it a little tap. Okay, set that aside. So put a little more water in your pan, get this sand completely saturated. Just soak it right out there. Okay, so now you've done that. That little bug out of there. Where'd he go? There it is. Give it a shake. You want to give it a shake like this, and what it does is it stratifies the dirt that's in here, which means the lighter dirts come to the surface, the heavier dirt sinks to the bottom. Gold being the heaviest thing in this pan, it'll sink to the bottom. So you want it to sink to the bottom. Okay, and then you want to just, with these riffles, tip your water, just drain that little bit of water off there like that. Now you can see that just shaking it, how that dirt's been stratified. Heavier stuff, lighter stuff, light stuff is in there. Like an E. So, okay, so go back to your tote, put some water in there. Turn it so these riffles are away from you and your pan is on a little bit of an angle. Give it a good shake. You don't have to shake it so hard that it's frothing and splashing all over the place. Just a good enough shake that the dirt in there stratifies so that it's suspended in the water. The heavier stuff falls, the lighter stuff comes to the top. So if you do that, you're okay. So now you can see all the light stuff, it's still suspended in the water there. So you can drain that little bit off. You can still see the stratification almost in the dirt there. So put some more water in, give it a little bit of a shake, and now what you're going to do is like a waving motion, like at the beach. When the wave comes in, it grabs some sand and pulls it off. Grab some sand and pull it off. You can do that until you can tell that there's only grabbing a little bit off the lip here rather than from the full length. So when it gets like that, add some water, shake your material back down. So you want to stratify it, you want that light stuff to the top, heavy stuff like the gold to fall right to the bottom. Give it a shake. You can see all the milky stuff's on the top there again. You can dump that off, put some more water in, give it a little bit of a shake, and wave it off. And like I say, when you're waving, you can see where the material only starts to take a little bit off the end here. That's the time to roll, put some more water in, tip it back a little bit, give it a good shake. Same thing. This, like this. Give it a shake. Pour it off. Let the waves take the rest of that stuff off. Gets down to the little bit left there on the lip. Put the water in. Give it a good shake so that all your material stratifies and your gold goes to the bottom. Do it again. Wave it all off. Wave it off. Just that little bit. Oh, the bugs in this water. Must have been in my pan. There we go. Give it a shake so that all that stuff falls back down into the bottom. And then wave it off. Now when you get down to this amount of dirt in there, take your time, go nice and easy. You should be able to start to see the piece of lead or the piece of copper. It'll be shining in there. So when you get down, I'll do it one more here. You get down there, you can see. Okay, give it a shake. Now you can roll this back now, which means you can, all your stuff's there. You can just take the water and swirl it like this, and it'll reveal everything that you've got there. So if you look, there's your piece of copper. I don't know if you can see the piece of lead or not. There's your piece of lead, and there's your little picker of gold. So what you can do now is you just take your little piece of gold, put it in your vial. Here, I'll pan that off just a little bit more. But if you're feeling daring and you want to do your first time, shake everything down on the opposite side of your riffles. Shake it down good, and you can pan it off right down to almost nothing. Just take your time, keep shaking it. You can see your material, what wants to float off, what doesn't want to float off. Right down to a little bit of black sand, your gold, the lead, and the copper. So, get a little water in there. Highlight it. There we go. Sorry, went off camera there, but there you go. You can see copper, lead, gold. So now if you wanted to try that again, like I say, I got dirt inside my tote here. This is dirt from previous pannings. The dirt actually originally came off my driveway. Shovel that full, put a shovel full in there, pan it off again. But for right now, I took a little bit of dirt, the gold piece is still in there. I took some dirt in this other pan. This dirt off my driveway. We'll put it in the pan, mix it all up, like so. Get it all wet, shake it, give it a shake. Now, with this, you can take the bigger rocks, you can see them. Okay. Get rid of the water, whole piece of plastic. Like the big rocks, make sure you wash the dirt off them if you're going to do this. But they will. Just wash off clean. Okay, we can pan them out too, so I got all that dirt in there. What I'll do is I'll just work it back and forth like this. sand and rocks. Shake it. Wash it off. You can see how those stones are lighter than the sand, and they'll just wash out with the waving action. Shake it, wave it, wave it. Okay, we're down to where, yep, there's the, get it to focus, there's the piece of gold, there's the piece of copper, piece of lead. I've seen it float out, so it's not too hard to float out, but what your really main concern is you want to keep this piece of gold. Okay, so we'll do it one more time. We'll throw some dirt in here, and what I'll do is I've kept in here, I don't know if you can see it, there's a rock. It has a piece of, where are we going here? Okay, piece of fool's gold in it, and I've chipped some off. You can see it's the gold color, but you have to move it to make it be yellowish. So I'm going to throw a little bit of that in this pan. So I'll put this stuff in the pan just to show you that the difference. Okay, you can see, if I can get it there, you can focus. There's the fool's gold. I'll put it all over here onto the left. Okay, there's all the fool's gold. There's the piece of real gold. So you can sort of see the color difference, so you know whether you got gold or whether you got fool's gold. But it is fairly heavy. If you got an area with fool's gold in it, 9 out of 10 times there's regular gold there. So we'll put all that stuff in there. So there, I put some more in there. We'll pan it out. So first, you get the water in there. Make sure everything's wet. You can pick out some of the bigger stones. Just make sure you give them like a little wash off like that. Rub them off. Okay. Give it a good shake. Make sure your gold goes down into that little crevice at the bottom. And then do the waving action. You can see those stones coming off. A little extra water in there. Get rid of some of the bigger ones if you want. You don't have to, you can wave them. You can pan them out if you want. I just find it a little bit quicker. And wash them off. Okay, when you get down to close with just a little bit of material, about this much material in there, you can slow down, give it lots of shakes, pick out the bigger rocks. Do the slowly wave action. You can see your material going up these riffles. You get it too far up the riffles, the heavier stuff, give it a shake and then wave it back down. Keep shaking it. Be patient when you get down to the end here, otherwise you'll just wash everything out. So when you get this far, you can see there's the piece of gold, there's the all the pieces of fool's gold, the big chunk there, chunk there, chunk there, another piece there. You can see the color difference between the fool's gold, there we are, fool's gold, that real piece of gold in the center there. don't know if you can see it or not. I think it's pretty good in the camera. So the thing is to give it a try for yourself, and remember, be patient. Get rid of more of this stuff out of here. Okay, so there it is. There we go. There you can see there's the real piece of gold up there. There's the fool's gold. Okay, well, that'll do it for now. We'll see what we can do editing everything up, making it look good.